Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is LC with Loyal Crypto. Thanks for joining me today. So today we're going to discuss channels and rectangles. Now, channels and rectangles are so important in the market because it shows you where things are consolidating, or it'll show you great buying opportunities. We definitely need to know this because this is how we get the best buys in the market. So typically when you buy at a low point, a lot of people will buy at a top. We never buy at tops in the Loyal Crypto community. We want to buy at the best case scenario because when price goes up and it takes a dip, we're still in the black, okay? So this is why channels and rectangles are so important. Now, let's get into it.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about channels and rectangles. And first, with channels, you have different types of channels. Sometimes you see a sideways channel, which becomes a rectangle. You have rising channels, and that's a bullish formation. And you also have downward channels, which we like to call a flag. So first, I'm going to show you a rising channel. And basically, that's price action moving in an upward motion. And I just drew a support line. It's going to be a resistance line, right? Now, price action is going to bounce in this range, going in upward motion. So you start to see where price is going and is moving in this funnel type of motion. Once it breaks out of the channel, you start to also see where the price is going to go. And say if it broke up straight vertical, it broke out of this pattern here, you start to see, okay, the bulls are taking over. Or if it didn't do that and it broke downward out of the channel, you know this formation is over, and now you start to look to see where you want to do next within your trade. Now that is a rising channel. Next, let's see, let's do a flag. Now, yes, this is a downward moving channel, and basically when you see these patterns, you just want to see what price action is telling you. You want to see where that certain crypto is moving, which range of motion is moving. Now, the thing is with flag patterns, typically you see flags coming off of some type of bullish sign. Now, I'm going to let you know what a cup and handle is a little later in. That's a little more of a complex pattern. But as far as the downward flag motion, this is a bullish sign in a lot of cases. Sometimes you have something such as, let me just do it. So you have something called cup and handle, right? That's a horrible flag pattern, right? But you have this cup here and you have a downward channel. Now, after this downward channel, it usually goes up like this. This is going to be a huge break, not that huge of a break, but you're going to have some type of break within this channel because traders understand that this cup and handle motion, that's one of the oldest trades that shows bullish signs where you want to enter. Typically people start to enter along this motion here in the downward moving channel because they know you're going to enter into a long position from that range. Next, you see things such as rectangles. Now, rectangles is not really giving me any type of trading like pattern, or am I going to see a breakout or am I going to see a breakdown. It's just letting me know price is moving in a range. And basically it does something like this. It just goes sideways. So sometimes you see it's going to be like triple tops, triple bottoms kind of thing. Sometimes you see something like this before it starts to get active and goes outward, right? So it's just letting you know it's trading in the range. Right now it's a lot of consolidation. Typically after you see a huge impulse move and it starts to move in a rectangular motion, if it's something that you want to buy for the long, I definitely say that's a good time to get in. Price is giving you a huge opportunity in consolidation before it starts to move upward, and it can also move downward. But typically for my long trade, something I want to trade for the long run, I wait to see some kind of consolidation like this. After I see some huge move, I'm waiting for that dip, and then when it starts to trade in this consolidation motion, then it's perfect for me because that's the time to get in. Now let me show you some of these channels, these rising channels, these downward moving flag channels, and rectangles in a real world trade. Okay, so here we have an Ethereum chart, and what we can see here is price action moving down, right? Boom. You hit this point here, and you start to see our rising channel. Now, after you start to see this rising channel, typically it can definitely break down into this, but usually it moves in this funnel motion until it gets to a certain point. Now, not saying that it can't break down out of this up here instead of breaking to the top like how we seen, but what we definitely like to see is it moving within this channel once we hit a confirmation, so you know that this sell-off has ended. So from this point, you start to see it hit both support and resistance lines. All right, so you see it came out here, but like I said, in the real world, it's not going to be a perfect motion. You thought my drawings are bad, you can start seeing these candles look bad, right? So it's not going to be in a perfect motion. You had to start to spot these things, and this is an upward moving channel, and at the end you can see that it broke upward. Okay, so that is a rising channel. And I mean, some people can maybe think they see a wedge here, but I don't see a wedge. I see a channel. For me, a wedge looks something like this. So a wedge is almost like a triangle, right? But it's not quite a triangle. It doesn't. You start to see price coming toward each other. You start to see the resistance and support coming toward each other, but it doesn't make it quite there. So it's a wedge. I don't see a wedge here. Even though this starts to tilt in a little bit, I still see a good upward rising channel. And let me zoom out, see something really quick, because Ethereum has a lot of channels. So you see this small channel here that we just drew. You start to zoom out some, and I'm on an hourly chart. You see this huge channel. Now go to 2 hour. So you see price still going upward, but then you get this huge impulse. All right, so you get this huge impulse. Now you see some type of formation building. Boom. You see your resistance, you have your support. It actually bounces in here, you know, does some small triangles, but boom, it still moves in a channel. You start to have different patterns forming in this channel that you can definitely trade on a smaller chart, on a smaller time chart, but you still see the channel, the support and resistance lines are being respected. So you see great support here, you see some great resistance until it finally breaks out. This finally breaks out right there. Okay, so it breaks to the upside. I'm long Ethereum, so I'm glad it broke to the upside. But the channel held great support until it broke out. Finally, the bears couldn't hold it up anymore. They let it go, and it started moving to some other patterns. So that's 2 Ethereum channels there for upward rising. Let me see what else. I think Bitcoin has a pretty solid channel as well. What do I see? What do I see? Can I say this is a channel? Let me see. I guess we could say we've seen a little bit of a channel from December 16th until January 2nd. I'll say that's a channel. Okay, it didn't touched. Now it didn't touch the it didn't have to touch the resistance line because it's getting broken down a little bit, but now it did touch the resistance line. You start to see it move in this low motion until it finally goes up. So yeah, I say that's a channel. And oh, there we go. So we had another channel in here inside. That's a little complex motion that I had there. All right. Okay, so I found another channel within Bitcoin. Excuse all the other drawings, but you can see I see some kind of bounce there, and it's still continuing upward in a steady channel. We like to see Bitcoin go up, and then it broke down a little bit, but then I seen it go into a different type of formation. That's a wedge, and we're on a 4-hour chart right now, so it's not as defined, but yeah. There we go. So it just went down to a 1 hour, and you can start to see the range of motion. That's an upward rising channel that went into more of a wedge. Okay, broke down and went into a wedge. Okay, so for our flag pattern, which is a downward moving channel, I have Darwinia pulled up here on a 1 hour chart, and I see about 3 channels, honestly. If I zoom out, you see it kind of moving down, right? You start to open it up, and it's still moving down, but not as much. But let me start back here. Okay, now as you can see, price is moving more to the upside, right, of this channel, this support and resistance line. Now I've seen price drop here, and it started trading in this motion. I didn't draw this support line until I seen that leg. Okay, then I put that down. Now I understand that it's not breaking out of this motion. I didn't know that early on, but then I seen it, put the leg there, and then it finally broke out of it. So let me just do a path. Stayed up here. Okay. Broke down. Support line caught it, and then finally busted out. All right. Second one, you see it move right into another channel. So if you're long Darwinia, you know what to look for. All right. Moved in this motion. Alright, boom, boom, boom. You get it. Busted out. And then it busted into another channel. This one's tighter. Look how tight it is. It moved in 3 legs, right? Into the third channel. Nice impulse move. It's real coiled. It's really coiled here. It's really tight. And it tried to bust out, but it broke down immediately, right? It kind of looked like it tried to bounce off of this line. So it looks like you have something like this, right? If you draw it from here, you can see it real tight and coiled, but I like to catch it from the top of the motion. And then when I did, you can still catch this one, and it looked like it broke out here. Okay. Now broke out, broke down immediately, and of course you got a nice impulse move there. I would actually say this is a downward channel as well, but we get the point. We've seen enough examples. Alright, so I have AKRO pulled up here. Let me move this out of the way, and I just found another one just to end the series of flag patterns or descending channels. Caught that, you know, start to get the point. Bounce down, boom, it finally broke out. It looked like it came down, almost trying to get you a confirmation there. Didn't break back in, and it's out. Okay, and that is your flag patterns. You're gonna see these everywhere in crypto, so definitely look out for it. Okay, now I have dot pulled up on a 1 hour chart for our rectangle. Now this is a huge motion. I'm very long Polkadot. I think Polkadot is one of the best investments you can make in the whole ecosystem in 2021. So I'm biased, but when I see some consolidation like this, I always want to buy. Like I can't get enough Polkadot. It's like a love-hate relationship, because I want price to stay stagnant so I can keep loading up. So if it stays in these type of motions, I would love it. And you see, it's a huge motion. It's a huge triangle. It's moving. Oh, that's horrible. But it's moving in a little smaller rectangle there. But as you can see, the wider motion, it is all a rectangle, sideways action. So if you're long Polkadot, that's definitely some great places to load up. But as you can see, there also is another, it seems like there's another huge resistance line within this motion, and there's another support line within there as well. But within this entire motion, that's a huge rectangular channel, and it finally broke out to the upside. But and that is your rectangle channel.
Hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So before you go, one of the things I wanted to let you know about is token metrics. Now, I use token metrics to help me find winning projects, and what I built this community around is helping people find new ways to make money, okay? And I feel like token metrics is gonna help you become profitable in your portfolios. Now, what token metrics does is use artificial intelligence and machine learning to rank different cryptocurrencies and make sure you're getting the best for your money, okay? Now, what they do here is they look at the actual market cap rankings, they look at the code reviews, and they give you a quant grade based off what they learned through their artificial intelligence program and the machine learning that they leverage to make sure you're getting the best projects in your portfolios. They also have a toggle here to show if you're looking at an investment from a trader perspective or an investor perspective, okay? So it'll actually give you different ranked projects based off of how you're treating your portfolios. It'll show you top projects if you're a long-term investor and what you should invest in immediately, or if you're a trader, what will be the best bets for you to hold within a month span or for a quarterly or yearly span. So I definitely think this is a great tool, and it cuts down that learning curve to make sure you're gaining profit immediately. So check out the links below, and you can sign up for a trial. It'll give you 7 days to check out what they do here, and you can leverage some of their AI and machine learning, and you can cancel before the trial period is over. So for the different plans, they have a holder plan, investor plan, and professional plan. And as you can see, you can have a 7-day trial for the holder plan for only $199 and an investor plan for $499. You can cancel before the 7-day trial, or let's say if you wanted to start off with the investor plan for $499, and you can always switch over to the holder plan for $29.99 a month before that 7-day trial is over. So take a look at token metrics. I believe this will be a great service that you're doing yourself if you want to be a crypto millionaire or at least a crypto six-figure.